That was me running in the snow last weekend. That's one of my favorite things to do. I thought today, instead of jumping right into writing, I'd show you a little bit about myself. Some things that I have in my house, some things about me, especially if you're not in my class. As you see, we celebrate Christmas in my house. There's a tree behind. You may have seen this thing in the last video. You may not know what it is. You may have an idea what it is. It's kind of in this little encased net-like substance. It's a structure with a plant inside. Let's see what it is. Do you see it? Let me go closer. That is a milkweed plant, and there climbing on the edge is a little monarch caterpillar that I rescued from the cold a few weeks ago. As you can see, it's growing nice and big and healthy. It's moving quite quickly. Looks like I need to get a new milkweed plant for him to eat, or her. I like living things and little critters. You may have seen my dog Leo before, but did you know I have something else in my house? My wife hates this. Termites, but don't worry, they're not in the wood. Well, not in our house wood at least. I have a special little habitat that a neighbor gave me just for termites. They're called Pacific dampwood termites. Look at their habitat and how they explore, and there's multiple types. There's a regular termite, which you see, and maybe someday I'll show you the soldier termite. That one's pretty cool. I love art, and here are some collages I made. I combined two images together to make a collage. Look at this one. I cut out the picture of a bird and I put some stuff behind it. This one's fun. This one was a lot of fun to make. I ripped up all those pictures from a magazine of clothing. There's a map of Hawaii, because that's where I'm from. I hope you enjoyed getting to see those things. Let's go back to writing now. So hopefully you picked the piece of writing that you're going to turn into a final draft. I've enjoyed hearing all the final drafts that you've picked so far. The stories are really interesting, fun, creative, unique, something I never would have thought of. That's why I love sharing writing, because what you think of is something that other people may not think of. Today we're going to talk more about how to turn your writing into the best piece it could possibly be. Last time we looked at taking out confusing parts and making an ending that sounds like an ending. I'm going to show you what that looks like with a piece of my writing. Come on. Let me read my story to you. On my 20th birthday, I was celebrating at a friend's house. It was fun, but I was missing my best friend, who was 1,000 miles away in Michigan. All of a sudden, the doorbell rang, and I thought it was pizza. Surprise! My friend had bought a plane ticket just to see me on my birthday. Best birthday gift ever. I read that last sentence over again. When you read yours, read your last sentence again. Does it sound like an ending? Best birthday gift ever. I think it does sound like an ending. Is there anything in here that doesn't need to be here? Anything that's confusing? I don't think so. Could I add some more things in there? Yeah, you know what? I think I might add more in the beginning, because I'm talking about my birthday, but maybe I could add where I was. Instead of friend's house, but where? Why was my friend 1,000 miles away? So maybe I'd add that in there. I'd say add, I'm gonna put a little note for later, add where I was living. Some more details. Maybe I could also add what I was doing when the doorbell rang. I wrote all of a sudden, but maybe I could say what we were doing. We were hanging out, or I'll say add what we were doing. So this is revising what we were doing. So I'm taking notes, I'm adding in little spots where I'm going to add things. So do that with your writing. Go back over your writing and look where you could add something. You could also look where you could take something away. So I'm going to share another piece of my writing, and I'm going to see what I could take away, what might make it a little too confusing, or something that's not as fun to read. This weekend was unique and special. I went to the beach 3 days in a row. On Friday, I went to Baker Beach in San Francisco, and then had sushi house with my mom, stepdad, nephew John, my eldest brother, and my wife Liza. My dog Leo was there too, of course. You know what, I think listing all the people who are there, it's not as really entertaining or interesting to someone who's reading it. So I can just say my family instead. So I'm going to cross off mom, stepdad, nephew John, eldest brother, and my wife Liza, and I'm going to say with my family. So that's extra, and I'm taking extra information out. So I want you to look at your writing and see if there's any extra information that you don't really need in there that might confuse the reader or might make your piece a little less interesting to read. Let's keep reading. On Saturday, we went to a beautiful beach in Sausalito. We kayaked, Liza, Leo, and I. I don't need to put that in there, that's also extra. To look at the Golden Gate Bridge. Leo kept trying to jump out of the kayak, so Liza had to hold him. I think that's the fun part. I'll leave that in there. But then it ends there. I don't really have an ending for this, so maybe I'll think of a way to end it. I could say, this was one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. So I want you to go over your draft and look for those two things. Of course, keep thinking about what we learned last time, making an ending and making it interesting and clear. What we're going to think about today is adding information to make it more clear or taking away extra information. If you finished adding or taking away information to this piece and you feel like you're done for the day, then go on to a new piece of writing and just start doing any kind of writing you'd like. You can write about something from a previous topic by looking in the back of our ideas section, or you could write a personal narrative, or you can just free write anything you want to write about, okay? Have fun writing. Try to write for 20 minutes today, okay? Bye.